Hello everyone, I am coming at you a little bit late with my March roundup. This was supposed to go up on the 3rd, but my family has had the plague for I think almost 3 weeks at this point. So we are all feeling so much better, and I want to talk about March. We're going to talk about the empties I managed to accumulate during the month of March and everything that entered my collection during that time. March was not nearly as high spend a month for makeup as February was. I went a little crazy in February. Sanity has returned a little bit, but we still do have some fun things to talk about. So let's look at the empties first. I have some skincare and some hair care, and then we'll do the makeup. The hair care product that I finished is this Paul Mitchell Shampoo 1, the Everyday Wash, and the cap broke, which is why it's missing. I picked this up at TJ Maxx for about $13. It was good. I liked it. I don't think it was revolutionary or life-changing in any way. Would I repurchase it at any point if I saw it on a good deal and I was in need of some shampoo? Yeah, I would pick this up. Definitely not a full price purchase for me. I think it would have to be a lot more. It would have to impress me a lot more in some way to justify the full price of Paul Mitchell products. So yeah, overall it was good. I liked it. Then I finished 2 cleansers. I'm not sure if I already talked about the Honest Beauty or not. I did not do a great job of keeping my empties organized over the last month for aforementioned reasons. If I'm repeating myself with any of these products, if I have mentioned them before, so sorry. Honestly, this is just my brain operating as usual. So this is the Honest Beauty Magic Gel to Milk Makeup Melting Cleanser. This was in my 50 Shades of Black project pan. This was a nice first step in a double cleanse, but I do think I still prefer a balm. A good balm like the Vanilla Zero Balm, which is the one I'm working on right now. I like that format a little bit better than the gel, so I don't think this will be a repurchase. Next, I finished my Innisfree Volcanic BHA Pore Cleansing Foam. This is really nice, enough so that I cut it open to use the very last bits of it. I saw another tube of this on clearance at TJ Maxx about a month ago. I picked it up. I am working on the vanilla cleansing foam right now, but when I'm done with that one, I will be busting out my backup of this cleanser. I just really enjoy this. It's very gentle, but it just really leaves my skin feeling very clean, and it's pleasant to use. This does not sting my eyes when using it. I think the only time that it stung a little bit was when my eyeball came into direct contact with the cleanser, which is not supposed to happen. It did sting a little bit there, but I think that probably would be the case with most cleansers. In any case, really enjoyed this. I have a backup waiting for me, and if I saw it again for a good price, I'd pick up another one. Another skincare empty is my Dear My Dew Tranexamic Acid Serum. I really enjoy this serum. I enjoy mixing it in with my ordinary L-ascorbic acid powder to create my own vitamin C serum, basically. I do prefer making my own because I've had too many bottles of vitamin C serum go bad on me before I could finish them. Vitamin C is not stable in water. It oxidizes and loses its effectiveness, and you can usually tell when that has begun to happen when the serum goes orange. It will turn from clear to orange. That is also, incidentally, the reason why a lot of brands tint their vitamin C serum products so you can't see that oxidation happening, which I hate that. I hate that. There's no way for me to know whether or not the serum is good. So sometimes they will tint the actual product, and sometimes they will just tint the bottle, and I don't love that. So I prefer being able to mix my own and know that I'm getting an effective product that has not gone bad on me. In any case, I actually rolled this in to my deck of panning project this last month alongside the L-ascorbic acid powder. It had been a while since I'd picked it up, so I didn't realize how empty it already was. But yeah, only about a use and a half really out of this bottle before it was empty. Fortunately, I already have a backup. I have been through several of these bottles and will continue to repurchase it. The last one here, I'm not sure if I've spoken about before. I think I may have, but I can't remember. This is my Josie Maran Argan Daily Moisturizer SPF 47. I had this rolled into, what was it rolled into? I think this was rolled into my Throwback 30, and I have completed the whole bottle. I even went in there with a spatula. This is the tinted version, which I do prefer to the normal version because it is a mineral sunscreen, and so it's just a little bit easier to get it to melt into the skin when it has a little bit of that tint. This is very hydrating, so it is my wintertime sunscreen. This one and the Naturium Dew Glow SPF. Those are my 2 more hydrating wintertime SPFs that I like to use, and then I switch to something that's a little bit lighter on the skin for the warmer months when my skin is a little bit oilier. I have been through several of these bottles. It is a little bit spendy. I think it's $36, something like that. And I have paid full price for it before. I enjoy it that much. But since I discovered the Naturium, I don't think that I would pay full price for this again. However, if I saw it on offer for a really good price, yeah, I would definitely pick another one of these up. I really do enjoy this sunscreen. I do have one fragrance empty. I finished this deluxe size bottle of the Ellis Brooklyn Vanilla Milk fragrance. I am just all about this fragrance right now. It is vanilla, but it has this really lovely lactic note in there that I feel like elevates the fragrance, and just, it's delicious. I think I got it in an Ipsy and I enjoyed it so much that I went back and bought 3 more of these little bottles, because the ounce for ounce price in these little bottles from the Ipsy store was better than I would have gotten had I just gone out and purchased a full size bottle. Assuming I'm not just over it by the time I have gotten through those other 3 bottles, I will probably pick up a full size. Really enjoy this one. Okay, some makeup products. I finished my Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This is the old formula. I decluttered this at the beginning of the year during my foundation declutter, then realized there wasn't a ton left in here and decided I would finish it. I ended up using this up by mixing it with, I think it was my Tear foundation in a cushion compact. And I ended up really enjoying it that way. I felt like the Tear added a little bit of wear and a little bit of coverage. And I really appreciated that, because I feel like those are 2 places where this original formula kind of fell short for me. It didn't wear terribly long, and it didn't cover quite as well as I would have liked it to. But mixed in with the Tear, I did enjoy it, and she is gone. I was pretty sad decluttering this, especially because I'd spent so much money on it. So it really does feel a lot better to have actually finished it. Super happy with that first base empty of the year, and hopefully I will have a few more coming up here soon. I finished 2 lip liners, if you can believe that. The first one is this one. She is so tiny. I don't know. There she goes. Okay. Look at this tiny little stump. This started out as a deluxe size, so it wasn't a full-size pencil, but at the same time, I'm still pretty proud of this. I don't remember the last time I went through an entire wood pencil lip liner. I feel like you go through the retractable ones a little bit quicker, but these ones that you have to sharpen, they take a little bit longer. And so yeah, she is completely finished. This was rolled into my 50 Shades of Black project pan, and she is done. I really did enjoy this. I may purchase a full size in the future, but for now, I'm gonna work on some of the many other lip liners I have in my collection right now. Let me see if there's any more product. We're down to the plastic, so I wouldn't be able to use this on my lips anymore, but I might be able to get a little bit out. There's a tiny bit of product left in the Makeup by Mario. Gone Greige and Smoky Pink are actually, they're not dissimilar. It's just you can tell that Smoky Pink here is a little bit warmer than Gone Greige, which is right here on my hand. My hands, I have discovered, are a little bit warmer than my face is, so things will actually look a little cooler here than they will here. Gone Greige though, what a find. I mean, not that it was like a hidden gem or anything. I know there's a lot of people who really speak highly of this lip liner, and with good cause. It is a really nice, properly cool toned lip liner that isn't just gray. I really appreciate that. It doesn't quite have the violet undertone of my beloved NYX Moonwalk, but this definitely has its place, and I did really enjoy it. I haven't repurchased it yet, but I almost certainly will, because this is a really good one. Of all of the lip liners, I think, that I have brought into my collection over the last few months, which there's quite a few of them, okay? There's quite a few of them. This is a top 3. For sure. Definitely repurchasing this one. I also finally finished my NYX Lift and Snatch eyebrow pencil, or eyebrow pen. This is in the shade Black. During my February roundup, I thought it was empty, but then when I went to swatch it for you, more product came out. And so I have been using it since then. She's finally gone, you can tell. I'm just not getting a whole lot of pigment out of her anymore. These little Lift and Snatch pens, they just go and go and go. I know that Anastasia just came out with her own brow pen, and I was curious because I really do love Anastasia's brow products. But while this one exists, I can pick this up for what, $12, I think? I don't see the need to spend more. I have not repurchased it yet. I've been using my ABH Dip Brow, which used with the proper technique can give me the same effect as this pen. Actually, it does it a little bit better than this pen. The problem is it takes much longer. So I enjoy how quick this pen is. And for that reason, I probably will repurchase it in the future. Then I have my Clinique Black Honey Almost Lipstick. She's gone. I mean, she's not just gone, she is gone. I went in there with a lip brush and I carved as much product out of there. I could probably get a little bit more, but at this point it's gotten annoying trying to use it. And as far as I'm concerned, this is an empty. I've actually had this in my collection for a while and I wasn't going to repurchase it because I do find that it's not, I love the color, but I actually find it a little bit drying on the lips, which is odd for such a sheer balmy product. But I don't like how my lips feel after a few days of wearing primarily this. So because I have the lip oil, which I prefer, I was not going to pick this up again. But as I was panning this for my 50 Shades of Black project pan, I realized how much I love this for adding a little bit of that berry tint to the center of my lips when I'm wearing a nude lipstick. And I've been wearing a lot of nude lipsticks lately. So that's how I use this up. I just put a little bit of it here in the center and I love the way it looks. I also enjoy how it gives a little bit of balminess to a matte lipstick. It just makes it a little bit more comfortable without going super glossy. If I use my Black Honey lip oil, that can also add that little berry tint, but it makes the lips super glossy, and that's not always what I want. So after I completed this, I found myself missing it. And so when I got a notification from Sephora that this was on sale, I think for about $18, I picked up another one. It was a purchase I made at the beginning of April. It has not yet arrived, but despite the fact that it took me so long to finish this and I don't love it on its own, I really did find a place for it in my makeup routine that felt a little empty when it was gone. So I am happy to have another one in my collection here soon, and I think I'm going to appreciate it a lot more this time around now that I've figured out how I like to wear it. And honestly, I really love that about project panning. I think that's my favorite thing about project panning is the way that it will take makeup products that I maybe am not in love with, and it helps me use my makeup products in different ways. On multiple occasions, I have rolled something into a project pan that I wasn't wildly crazy about, and I have ended up falling in love with it, and that is definitely the case for this Black Honey Almost lipstick. I'm excited for my next one to arrive so I can start using it again. Next, I have this little travel size of the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. This is such a good setting spray, or at least it was. This was the original formula. I have not tried their new formulation, and honestly, the way they handled that rollout, I felt like it wasn't very classy. And because of that, I don't know if I'm going to end up trying the new formula. There are other setting sprays that I think are just as effective as this one. The Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, for example, I think is every bit as effective as the All Nighter. And so, yeah, I don't know. It was good while it lasted, but it's gone and I probably will not be repurchasing. And that is it. Those are all of my empties for the month of March. Let's take a look at everything that entered my collection. So again, I did not go nearly so crazy this last month as I did the month before, thankfully. However, I did pick up a few things. And honestly, a lot of these things are in categories that are wildly overpopulated anyway, but this is why. This is why I have so many of these things. It's because I just can't resist them, okay? The first one, the Natasha Denona Berry Pop Cheek Trio. I love Natasha Denona's cheek products. I have managed to resist picking up any of her duos that she's come out with, but I saw this pop up on the Empties shop for like $25, I think it was. I just couldn't resist, you guys. I just couldn't resist. These are so pretty. I have to be really careful because this has come out. The pan has become unglued. That actually happened in my Dream Cheek Trio as well. That center shade just pops right out. So this is what she looks like. These are the two cream blushes. They're so gorgeous, both of them. I'm gonna swatch them for you. Look at that. When I saw this initially, I did not think that that was a color that I was gonna love on my cheeks, but I do. I do. And then she's got the Dream Glow highlighter, which I think actually is the same highlighter that she has in the My Dream Trio. And I also think it's the same one. I actually think it's the same highlighter in all of her face palettes. I think she has the Dream Glow in both the Glam face palette and the Love palette, which I own both of those. And that's a lot of highlighter, especially for someone who doesn't wear a ton of highlighter. Although recently I have been enjoying it much more. But I don't know. I don't mind just because this is such a beautiful highlighter. Oh my gosh, Rebecca, what are you, 5? I've gotten that everywhere. I need a baby wipe. Okay, I think you can see it better on this baby wipe, how it shows up on the skin. That is, I feel like that's more of an accurate representation of how it looks on me than that swatch that I gave you. That swatch was, whoo, that swatch was intense, but it does end up being a much more natural kind of berry tone on my cheeks, and I really have been enjoying it. A couple more blushes. Okay. 3 more blushes. Did I need 3 more blushes? No, I didn't need 3 more blushes. And yet here we are. Wait a second. Where is missing one? I'm missing one of these. Oh my gosh, you guys. I literally just had it. I sat here and actually applied a little bit more on my cheeks. The brush I used is here. This is my favorite blush brush. It is this beat up old thing from Claire's 15 years ago or something like that. I've had it for literal ages, but I love it more than any other blush brush I have ever tried. It's the perfect size, it's the perfect shape, the perfect fluffiness. Love this thing. Found it. Gosh, I thought I was going crazy. But no, it was just blending in with something else, which you would think would be hard here. As you can tell, this is one of the Patrick Ta mini blush duos. This is in the shade She Goes to the Gym. I have been thinking about picking this up since it was first released. I have never used any of his blush formulas before, but I know that they are very well reviewed. And this shade just really spoke to me. I'm wearing it today with a little bit of that Natasha Denona highlighter. It is just such a pretty blush. It is a beautiful formula. I do have to be a little careful with it. It is quite pigmented, especially if you're layering both of these, but I have really enjoyed it so far. A couple more things from the Ipsy shop. I purchased an About Face blush balm in the shade Score, which is their vibrant kind of purple shade. Really enjoyed that, so I picked up another shade off of the Ipsy shop. This is the shade, let's see, Quickie. Very original. Is that a dog hair? Oh, it's a dog hair. I'm gonna sell that dog, I swear. Oh, I'm kidding. I love my dog. I love my dog. Please, guys, put down the pitchforks. I love my dog. Just do not love his hair in it. Literally everything. Okay, this is what it looks like. I'm gonna swatch it for you. I really do love this balmy formula. That is it right there. It is really sheer and kind of blendable. Really pretty color. Really love this formula. I have been enjoying that one. Then, because of course, 3 different blushes is just not enough blush, I picked up this. This is the Jason Wu blush in the shade Lilac. You guys, just look at this color. Oh, it is so beautiful. It is so beautiful. I was enchanted by this shade, and I could not resist, and I have to tell you, I am not disappointed. It is a lovely formula. I have just swatched that in the most awkward place. That's the blush right there. It is a really nice formula. It blends out so well, and this shade, this shade has me by the throat. I just really have been enjoying this blush. Now, that's a lot of blush. That's a lot of blush for 1 month. Okay, especially on the heels of that blush declutter that I had earlier in the year. Listen, I don't need any more blush. In that declutter, I actually ended up cutting loose quite a few blushes in that declutter, and I still had a fair number left over. So did I need to go out and replace the ones that I had decluttered? No. However, most of the blushes that I decluttered, I knew pretty quickly after purchasing them that they weren't going to work out for me, and I have used all of these new blushes several times. I love them all. I am super happy with how all of them are performing and how all of them look on the cheeks. So let's not consider it replacing my declutters so much as it was upgrading them. That's how I'm choosing to think about it. I also went and picked up 2 more shades of the Flower Beauty Scribble Sticks. I have not shut up about these for about a year now. I just have really enjoyed the Flower Beauty Scribble Sticks. And now that Flower Beauty is no more, the company is gone. They are no longer making these. There are still some available on Amazon. Caramel is still my favorite shade. I've been using Espresso a lot as an eyeliner and like kind of a quick everyday smoky eye. But the ones that I got it in Tickle Me Pink. Right there, that actually looks like a lip color that I would love, but I haven't tried it on the lips yet. It makes a really pretty blush. And then I also picked up Mauvelous, probably Mauvelous. That is right up my alley as well. I think this would look great on the eyes, the lips, and the cheeks. And these products are unique for me in that I like this everywhere. With these multi-use products, that's kind of unusual for me. I usually have one place that I like to use it, and then I don't like it anywhere else. But these ones I can use everywhere. love these scribble sticks, and I'm so sad that Flower Beauty is gone and these are no longer being made, but I couldn't resist the opportunity to pick up a couple more shades. Next, I have 3 lip products from Dose of Colors. This was a gift from my husband. It came in a trio. There are 2 lip glosses, a nude gloss. This one is really, really nice. I've been carrying this in my bag a lot lately. Then I have this pink one with kind of a blue reflect to it. And then finally a liquid lipstick. This was a little bit nude and a little bit warm for me, so I've actually frankened it. You can tell it's a little two-toned because I couldn't quite get to this product at the very bottom. The formula is really nice, and these products smell delightful. They smell like birthday cake. That's exactly what they smell like, and it's delightful. It's a nice formula. It's not sticky or goopy or overly drying. I really have enjoyed these lip glosses. The reason my husband picked them up for me is because he was snooping through my phone and he saw these in my history. He saw that I had been looking at them. That's the reason my husband snoops through my phone, is so he can see what makeup I've been looking at and he can buy it for me. Listen, I know everybody's relationship is different and people have a lot of really strong feelings, especially on the internet, about your partner looking at your phone, but I have no problem with it at all. Like, at all. I use his phone all the time. He uses my phone. It is not a big deal. I don't mind a bit, especially when it results in really thoughtful gifts like this one. I have enjoyed these quite a bit. I also picked up another lip gloss from Heart%. This is their kind of, it's not really gloss, it's a gloss stain, but it has a very thin formula. I think this is number 4. I think I own 3 others of these. I really, really enjoy layering these over other lipsticks. Depending on the shade, it can slightly tweak the tone of whatever I'm wearing underneath it. This is in the shade Eclipse Gray, and it is a really kind of gray-based lilac color. I'm going to try to get enough. It's very sheer, so I'm going to try to get enough on my hand so you can actually see the color. That's it right there. That's it more sheared out. This I especially like because it will slightly cool down whatever I'm wearing underneath it. I'm just going to show you. It just ever so slightly cooled that down. And it did add some shine, but it's such a thin formula. I don't feel like I'm adding a ton of extra product on top of whatever else I've got going on there. I really, really enjoy this formula, and this tone is really useful, especially when the lipstick I'm wearing has turned out a little bit warmer than I want it to, which honestly is pretty off. Because of my olive undertone, things tend to pull orange on me really easily, and this helps with that quite a lot. Okay, more lip products. This is all blush and lip products here is what this is. I picked up this lipstick from NYX in the shade Violet Smoke. This is what she looks like. I can't remember where I picked this up. Amazon maybe, but that is what she looks like. I have been all about the cool toned lip products lately. I mean, I always have been, because those are the ones that tend not to look funny against my skin tone. I haven't worn this a ton yet. It is very vibrant. I do wish there was a little bit more gray or a little bit more brown mixed into this tone just to bring it down a notch, but I'm always happy to have another cool tone product in my collection, especially if it's cool without just being straight gray. I also picked up a lip liner from Wet n Wild. I justified this by the fact that I finished 2 lip liners this last month. That's ignoring the fact that I think I've probably purchased 8 lip liners over the last several months, maybe more than that. So it's not like I needed another lip liner, you know what I'm saying? But this one was about, I want to say $4, maybe a little less than $4, and it was recommended to me as a really nice, cooler pinky nude color, and that's exactly what it is. I'm actually curious though. I'm curious about this one next to Gone Grayish. I don't know if I can get any more color out of Gone Grayish though, because, I mean, we are properly done here. So that's the Wet n Wild, and that's what product I could get out of the Gone Grayish. A little warmer and more saturated, but definitely not warm enough where I feel like it pulls orange on my skin tone. I didn't even tell you what the shade was. This is 661D Lay Down the Mauves. So that is the shade right there. I have really enjoyed it, and especially for that price, no complaints. Last, I picked up the MAC lipstick in the shade Alone Time. This was all over social media for a while. It is this really pretty sheer grayish brown with a little bit of pink in there. That is what Alone Time looks like. I'm just gonna, like most of the Luster Glass lipsticks, it's very comfortable. Obviously, I put this on over something else, so that's not completely true to color, but you can see how it kind of added a little bit of that gray brown to what I was already wearing. Such a pretty shade. When I picked this up, MAC was running their 30% off sale, so I actually picked up 2 liners alongside this. It was MAC Stone, which I have somewhere around here, but I can't find it. There's always something, right? And then I also picked up Cool Spice. Cool Spice was honestly a little bit of a disappointment, so I ended up returning that one. It didn't show up cool on me. Now, it wasn't nearly as orange as the original Spice shade. The original Spice shade, straight orange. So this one was definitely cooler than the original. It just wasn't as cool as I was hoping for. So that one went back. I still have MAC Stone around here somewhere. I just cannot find it. And that lip liner is very unique in my collection. I don't have anything else that's quite like Stone. Just a really unique shade. With the discount they were running at the time, I think it ended up being about $20. So that is it. Those are all of my empties and all of my new purchases for the month of March. Thank you so much for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next one.